Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Green Zero here with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary, and that's right, we had the tournament last weekend, and it was pretty intense. The Kane's Wrath Open Challenge November 1v1 double elimination tournament, very successful. Very happy with the way it went. Don't forget to check out the live stream because there are tons of games live casted from Sparty. Can't thank him enough for spending his time and effort to get that one done. That was a really great stream. A lot of people tuned in. So if you want to check that out, have a look at the link in the description. Of course, now it's obviously time to get some VODs out there. Of course, I've been busy with work during the week, so it hasn't happened then. But it's the weekend again now, so I thought we'd go back and have a look at some of the best games that were played. Again, very successful tournament. I've got some stats here at the moment. So we had 38 people signed for the tournament. It was a 32-player maximum. Only 27 attended, so there were still 5 spots left, but that's a 71.1% attendance ratio. So 71.1%, which is actually quite high in comparison to other tournaments, especially when we compare it to some of the past tournaments we've had in Game Replays tournaments. It's very high. Just as a quick comparison, the May Open Challenge had 40 people signed for it, but that's a bit more. But only 25 attended, which means only 62.5% of the people attended to that tournament. So a lot more successful than the May Open Challenge. Could be double elimination, could be the time of day, could be the cash prize. I don't know, but we're going to be hosting some more tournaments, so stay tuned to Kane's Wrath Online. We're going to jump into this game. This is a round 1 game versus Unleashed UA and Bravo 3. I've talked enough, so we're jumping straight in. So it's going to be Unleashed UA and Bravo 3. They've met each other in the first round. It was random drawing, so Bravo 3 and Unleashed have not seen either of these guys for quite some time, and they both rocked up to the tournament. Unleashed, of course, signing for it straight away, and Bravo 3 registering his interest about an hour before start. So he got himself into the tournament, so I haven't even checked the colors now. So Bravo 3, RU, Sup Yo-Yo is going to be Nod faction. Oh, he's gone for Shadow Teams. He's gone for Shadow Teams. So he's going to be Shadow Teaming Unleashed, and Unleashed is pretty crazy, so he's probably got like a million engineers. No, he's only got one, so he just went for the one engineer, running for the spike now. Should have his refinery just about done. It's going to time it nicely, yeah. That's going to be very nice. So he's going to, yeah, drops the refinery caps. That's a pretty good timing there. He is going to be Zocom though, so it's going to be Zocom versus Nod. Now Bravo 3 must have forgot to cue his last Saboteur. It's not going to matter too much because he doesn't have a refinery, so he doesn't really need to get that straight away. But he's got these 2 scouts down here. Unleashed is probably going to grab a building. Let's just get rid of that so we can see a bit more of the map. Still a trick, I've said it before. If you can't scroll the way down, sometimes it'll stop you about there. If you zoom in and rotate and then zoom back out, it'll actually let you see all the way down to the black area. But he's got one Shadow Team, so he actually didn't build a Shadow. He didn't actually use the support power. Sorry, he used it just to train one Shadow Team, and he really didn't need to do that. I don't think he needed to do that just because Unleashed now is aware that there are Shadow Teams, so he knows he has a decent economic edge for the time being. Of course, that will dissipate pretty quickly with 3 spike. He's only got to, he's actually, no, he did call in the support power as well. Wow, he gets the power plant. He doesn't have a war factory. Oh my god. How, oh no, yes he does. That's weird. He must have built a second power plant in anticipation. Wow. Unleashed, I'm not sure how he managed to figure that out. Obviously, maybe when he saw the bomb down there, he decided to cancel his war factory to put down another power plant first. But yeah, wow, he's on top of this, and that's massive. That is massive. He's got the war factory down. He's got double power plant as well. Now he's just going to pump out harvesters. Or mind you, he only has 1 harvester, so maybe that's why. Again, very, very low eco at the moment for both sides. Mind you, Bravo 3 does have 2 harvesters, and his MCV is somewhere. Yeah, it's over there. I was going to say, if he went all in, that would be quite weird with 1 war factory. But again, he's trying to get these scouts out. He's got both the spikes, so it doesn't matter. The Shadow Team will now de-garrison them, and he should be able to finish that Rifleman squad off just to deny Unleashed that vision. Unleashed doesn't have too much vision. He's got a foxhole up here, which is going to keep eyes over there. Both these Shadow Teams still rocking around, a little bit of damage on that one, but that's okay. As long as at least 1 member is available, or 1 member is alive, the explosive charge still does the exact same damage. It doesn't matter how many units are in the squad, the explosive charge will still do its maximum damage in 1.02 plus. Shadow Teams obviously unbugged, because they did have a lot of firing bugs in 1.02 where they just would look at the unit and they're like, should we shoot at it? No, we might shoot it. No, let's not shoot at it. So that cost a lot of people a lot of things. And of course, that's why we did have to do that balance issue as well, where CGF had to put like a 3 or 4 second delay on the support power just because it was like Nod were opening shadows every game, and he had to put that on there just to even it out. So they're fine now, to be perfectly honest. I think Shadow Teams are perfectly fine. No one's had any complaints about it. That few second delay CGF put on there, no one has raised arms about that at all, just because yeah, they were opening Shadow every single game. And he's going to chase these guys away, but he's not too... Oh, he's actually going to take off, so I'm not sure about that. He's going to get shot at, of course. They will take more damage when they're in this flight mode from missile and gun damage, but he used it, obviously, to get across the rift, and, of course, they actually travel faster when they're in the air. So he's actually going to turn around and go back. Unleash can't actually see them. They're stealth. This Pitbull will... Yeah, he does. He gets a scan on them just as they go back across the rift, but Unleashed seems to have lost track. He's going to fly back across... Well, he's going to drive back across the rift, but he's going around in circles. Meanwhile, Bravo 3 is probably ecoing pretty hard because he's like, you know what? He's actually got 5 and 2 there, 6 Harvester coming out now, probably a refinery down there, yeah, and a second War Factory. So he's like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to eco because I've got 3 Spike, and you're, you know, pretty... not too far behind, I guess. I mean, he's got his 5 and 2. He doesn't quite have as many Harvesters, so Bravo 3 is really on edge now. He has got more units. So not more units, he's got more eco, much more eco, well, a nice amount of eco, probably about 15% more eco than what Unleashed has. Scout goes down, saw that it wasn't really anything too fast. Here come that Shadow Squad now. They're actually going to jump in, and they are getting shot up by the tower. They might want to try to go for that power plant, and he does get the sell-off, and these Shadow teams, they will get torn up now. I think there's a Rifleman squad inside the APC, and now he's only got 1 member left. He should really just save that, because that's a stealth scout, but he's going to let it go down. Unleashed no longer has to contend with that kind of harassment. But even if you lose your Shadow teams like that and there's only like 1 dude left, you can still run them off to even the very corner over here and then just use them later on as a stealth scout. And Unleashed is actually taking blue Tiberium, so that Harvester is coming from the blue Tib field. There's nowhere else it could have been coming from. Few Pitbulls out now, half dozen Pitbulls moving through the middle of the map. Again, choosing these games at random. I have not seen any of these games, so the replay pack is out. 39 replays have been saved from the tournament, so don't tell me you haven't got anything to watch. So there's a lot of replays on caneswrathonline.com on the portal article. The replay pack is now downloadable from the link that's on the site. A few Scorpion tanks coming down here now. They will obviously clean up these small forces. So small skirmishes coming out here, but the Scorpion tanks do have a lot of armor compared to these few units they're attacking, and he will take out that APC. He does drop a minefield there just to be a hassle. Might claim a kill maybe later on in this game, but these tanks now are going to be moving forward. Bravo 3 not too fast about possibly losing these if he goes into Unleash's base. There's not a lot there. He is Zocom, so he's going for hammerheads pretty quickly. APM is halfway down. A few Predator tanks now moving down to help defend, but the Pitbulls were pulled across. The Pitbulls were pulled across. There's bikes here as well, so that could have been deadly had Unleashed not responded, because, wow, there's some bike buggy moving in now to help with these, what do you call it? Scorpion tanks, so he's going to need rocket squads, but there are buggies here. There's Pitbulls here, there's Predator tanks. The Predator tanks is going to be the main meat shield here, and of course the main damage dealers. Everything else is just kind of a support unit, but if they do go down, he's going to be in a lot of trouble now. Bravo 3 moving in, he's causing a decent amount of damage here. Unleashed is still holding line, his Harvesters are safe, but he is going to get overwhelmed here now, and that's going to be a problem. He sells the racks off, realizing that he's just going to get canned. He has APM and he has these towers. A few more Pitbulls coming across. He calls in Bloodhounds, so he called in Bloodhounds, and they did manage to land, which is really good for him. He's just holding this attack back now. His Harvesters are still safe. Few bites going down and a lot of screen shake going on there. For a second there I thought that maybe it might have been a Tib Vane, but I was like, it's a bit soon for Tib Vane, and he is going to push these guys back. Bravo 3 is looking pretty good, but 3 Predator tanks come in to reinforce, and all of a sudden he's not looking too good with those 3 Predator tanks. They will push the bite buggy back, and again those Pred tanks not really taking much damage at all, but he is actually going to come in and he's probably going to try to focus them down. Now, towers here, he did sell some of the back towers off. There's still a few more towers firing. Orchestrate comes in, does miss, hits the Tib field instead, does some damage to the blue the Tiberium crystals there, but Bravo 3 is still continuing with this attack. He's been attacking for quite some time in this area. The Zocom Harvesters, of course, will continue to fight. There are Hammerheads here now, and that's not really a good spot for a Hammerhead. There's a lot of buggy here, and Unleashed is in a lot of trouble here. Bravo 3 just not giving up on this attack, and he has finally destroyed all the defensive forces here except for these towers, and soon it's going to be the Harvesters that are taking damage, so Unleashed could not quite hang on here. He is starting to lose Harvesters now, so now the real damage is starting to get done. Second Harvester about to fall. Second Harvester goes down. Probably going to get a third Harvester. More towers now. Trying to get building block. 3 Harvesters down. More towers coming down now. I think he's just going to sack his bikes just to get more Harvesters and cripple Unleashed. 4th Harvester does come down now. Nothing much else happening. And there's a lot of APM here causing some problems. A lot of the bikes have been destroyed, mind you. So he's actually going to leave now. So 4 Harvesters were destroyed when all is said and done. And Bravo 3, what's he been working on? Tech Center. He has a Tech Center out. No Tib Core on the way. More Bite Buggy. He's got 3 War Factories. That's why he's got so much of this Bite Buggy. Mind you, he has actually lost quite a bit of it, of course. And Unleashed does have an MCV here. Has not realized it's there. Oh, man, if he loses his MCV, that could be game. I think Unleashed is falling apart a little bit. There's stealth tanks coming out. So Bravo 3, yeah, he's on top of things. He's on top of things. Unleashed UA is probably not going to win this game. That was actually a second MCV. It's probably why I would have thought he would have noticed that. So he did have 2 MCVs, maybe planning to go for some double Sonic dropping and take the middle field. Meanwhile, what's happening over here? Rifleman Squad, Mass Rifleman Squad, don't step on the blue tip. That's dangerous. Oh, it does so much damage, killing most of those squads. That did a lot of damage just running across that tip there. Now Bravo 3 is going to take out this spike. Stealth Tank's moving in now. He's got 4 of them. He's got no tip core. But these hammerheads aren't going to be liking that. And he does overkill a little bit there. Splits his fire now. Gets 2 hammerheads. That's nice. And of course, Unleashed really can't be affording to lose this. Oh my god. Did you see that? That Orca Strike. Dat Sonic Orca Strike. Three of those stealth tanks go down. That is massive. Meanwhile, what's happening over here? Bravo 3 planning to go it again. I don't think he's really too fussed about that. That would have been awesome in like if both teams were even, but Unleashed is pretty far behind now. But that's going to allow him to survive. Obviously, just a little bit longer. He needs to hold this attack if he wants to try to get back into this game. I have a funny feeling he's probably not going to be able to hold this. There's a lot of buggies there. There's APMO hammerheads. They don't have any rockets in them. They've got some of the rifles in them. And we have V35s here as well. I think they do have. They have engineers in them now. And they're going to get shot up by these buggies as well. Harvester's going down. Unleashed is falling a little bit. Oh, the V35s do get shot down. He was obviously trying to go for the bottom spikes at some point, but he has got other things to worry about now. The bike buggy is going to pull back. Again, without the bikes, there's not a lot that they can actually do to the harvesters. The buggies really don't do that much at all. Sells his MCV now. He sold his MCV. He's all in. He doesn't have a war factory, means he can't rebuild that. Harvester's going down. I don't think Unleashed has any harvesters remaining in this game. And Bravo 3 putting the nail in the coffin. Then I think Unleashed might be on the verge of just throwing it in here. He's got no harvesters. He can't build any more harvesters, which means this is all he has left. And he's stalled for cash, which means he's not going to get another hammerhead out unless he sells some stuff. He could sell the refineries because they are now effectively useless. They have no purpose in this game other than just being buildings there in case a base trade scenario comes about. But what's happening over here? V35 trying to land. An engineer is like, hang on. I don't think so. He's not going to want to hang around there, and that's probably going to be it. I've actually called it a few times now. Unleashed not giving up, of course. He's one of those players that will fight right to the bitter end. And again, a lot of these buggies not getting killed. They're still alive here. Heroic buggy, of course, there. More bikes now. And Unleashed, there's just no harvesters left to kill. He really just needs to kill these hammerheads. And it's game over. Unleashed still trying to build hammerheads. He's getting money from somewhere, obviously. Yeah, selling off some of his buildings. Stealth tanks coming in. Do they have tip core? They don't have tip core. But I think he's just going to open fire on these guys. No, he's not going to open fire. Unleashed might suspect they're there. There's actually 6 stealth tanks. 2 more are coming in now. He's looking for harvesters, and he's just like, hang on a second. You have not got any harvesters. And he's just going to take out these hammerheads. He needs to watch the overkill, but really, I don't think it matters. He's got so much stuff here, and Unleashed is selling up now. And that's going to be in the game 1. So, wow. Unleashed going down in game number 1 versus Bravo 3. But really, I mean, the Shadow team just threw him. It threw him from the start, and it put him on the back foot the whole game, and then breaking at his expansion, that really sent him back. So that was very well done by Bravo 3. He played an extremely solid game there, and Unleashed UA not able to contend with that. So got a lot of games to go through today, so we're going to skip over the rest of bits and pieces. 107,000 to Bravo, 68,000 to Unleashed, so about 40,000 in favor of Bravo, which really shows right at the end of the game. So we're going to jump into game number 2, see if Unleashed can tie the series, or if Bravo 3 is going to progress through the winner bracket. Alright guys, here we are with game number 2, Unleashed UA versus Bravo 3 in the Kane's Wrath Open Challenge November 2014 1v1 tournament. That's right, we're going to jump straight into this game because you all saw game 1, Bravo 3 taking it up, and of course Unleashed UA gets to pick the next map. All 1v1 1.02 plus maps are in the pool. There's no map limitations aside from the fact you cannot play the same map twice versus the same opponent, which means they obviously cannot play Tournament Rift again. They can play Twisted Rift, that's fine. There's no other exceptions other than that. Bravo 3, is this going to be Bravo 3? I didn't check the colors. Yes, it is. It's Bravo 3 is going to be Mock. So he's Mock. He's in the bottom left-hand corner of Tournament Decision. Meanwhile, on the top right, it's Unleashed UA playing as what appears to be the pink Black Hand. Such a threatening color there. It's going to be Black Hand versus Mock. So I'm not sure who this is really going to favor. I mean, Black Hand, you know, they got the Imp, but Mock have Supercharged Particle. They got a easily defendable map. They got stealth and air. It's going to be a lot to contend with. Bravo 3 is going to obviously be wanting to make it to the late game, or at least the mid game there to solidify his position. I think Unleashed might have to do some kind of rush, but flame rushing against another Nod faction, I mean, if bikes are out, that's just about game. You can't contend with bikes. Unleashed does have a tower, so he might be trying some kind of push there, using the tower as a defensive weapon. A lot of people will do this. They'll take the tower just so it cuts off this area as an attack path. They have to go either around all the way around here, which is a long way, or they have to go through this very small choke up here, and it's easily defendable from the bottom. But both players going to take their units. Oh, look at that. Bravo 3 lost his scout. He lost his scout. Now, that's important because if Unleashed is rushing, which I don't think he is, yeah, he doesn't look like he's going for a second ref. And Bravo 3 second ref down now as well. But of course, he didn't go for the extra engineer, which is why his is down maybe a little bit faster, unless Unleashed did go for double racks and I didn't see it. But he will put the second power plant down, and he's moving the MCV. If he's planning on going triple ref, that was probably a bad idea because he needed to put his third ref like right there. Because now if he'll have to put it like either here or here and it can get clicked. But he seems to be just content with expanding off of just 2 ref here. Another buggy is going to go down the guts here, probably going to avoid that tower this time, yep. So he's just going to go the long way around just to see what Unleash is up to. Unleash, of course, not rushing. Actually, there's a bike here. I'm not sure if there's more bikes out. And wow, that's a delayed operations center. Unleash does things like this. He does kind of delayed operations, and I've seen him do it. And yeah, there's a buggy coming in, there's bikes, and he will stop this. So it's important, obviously, if you're going to do a delayed operations center or a delayed kind of tech push, that you do stop it from being scouted. It's not going to do any good if he sees it coming. But right now, Bravo 3 has expanded. A few bikes heading out now. His response is probably going to be no, it's going to be harvesters. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. He's up to 5 and 2, but he might want to get some Scorpion tanks and or some bikes out now because Unleash's bikes are now attending the left-hand side here. There's nothing to contend with, but I guess, yeah, there's one Scorpion tank out now, so he's probably going to be fine. He shouldn't lose a harvester. Yeah, he's just going to micro that towards the war factory. I mean, Unleashed, this is still good for him because he's not losing his bikes and he pulled a harvester off the line. That's a nice touch, getting it to harvest the Tiberium next to the war factory, just so it gets a little bit of repairs before just automatically going back to work. Then he's going to take a swing at him now. These Scorpion tanks are now pushing in. They should probably be able to take out some of these bikes. Decoy armies here as well, and oh, if he gets a harvester, that's going to be a very nice pickup. He needs to target the one that's real, and he does target. Oh, look at that. The other ones, of course, being fakes. So he's going to be okay. Bravo 3 might want to just pull that to the war factory, and he is going to be doing so. It's not really worth leaving this one to harvest just because, one, it's going to harvest really slowly. And oh geez, there's a flame tank over here, and that's what the operations center was for. Bravo 3 is like, hang on a second, losing my MCV. He's trying to build something. Unleash does move the flame tank obviously away from the forces that are attacking it. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice touch, putting it on the far side of the MCV, and there's nothing he can do about that. He does lose his MCV, and that flame tank has more than paid for itself. It's not going to be able to escape the Scorpion tanks, but that was a critical blow. Meanwhile, there's a I was going to say, I could see this moving across the map on the radar. It's a second flame tank. He's just going to go straight for the spike. Bravo 3, note, does not have the other spike, so that's interesting. I'm not sure if he... Oh, I couldn't see him losing his scout. Yeah, look at this. He's got a hand of nod, pulling the harvester off the line already. Oh, he's actually going to go for Fanatics. Oh man, those tanks, 2 tanks straight away, and that's a ridiculous trade. That's $1,800 for 700. I mean, who's going to... Oh geez, there's bikes in the main. There's bikes in the main. 2 dead harvesters, 3 harvesters now coming down. There is a flame tank moving down the left-hand side as well. Meanwhile, that harvester over there is being chased. Fanatics should be able to defend that out. And these another MCV does come out by Bravo 3, but it is getting shot up. Oh, this game could all be over. Oh no, flame tank comes in. He loses the MCV straight out of the war factory. Bravo 3 is in shambles. He's in shambles. He's losing all his harvesters, and this flame tank is now burning down the refinery. I'm not even going to check on those Scorpion tanks because really, they're already dead. And oh man, this is game. Bravo 3 is probably sitting there scratching his head going, what just happened? And Unleashed like that has leveled the series 1 game each, so that's pretty intense. Unleashed and Bravo 3 there. Only 5 minutes for Unleashed to level the series, and Bravo 3 really just got completely turned around. He didn't get the scout, and that's critical because Unleashed won the game because he hid what he was doing. It's a push you don't see very often, and it will only work if the other guy does not see it coming, which he didn't. Burned down the the MCV, and then just went in and just killed him, and that was very well played. 26,000 to 25,000, so only like $1,600 in it. But 5 minutes, Unleash has leveled the series. We're going to jump into game 3, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back to game number 3. This is Unleashed UA and Bravo 3. The loser is not out of the tournament, but they do go to the loser bracket, which is obviously going to be extremely difficult, especially in the very first round. The amount of players they'll have to get through to make the final is going to be pretty intense compared to staying with the winners bracket. But it's 1-1, Unleashed leveled the series. Unleashed UA now playing as Traveler 59 against Bravo 3. RU, and of course, I don't know if Unleashed has been playing random the whole time because he obviously has uploaded the replays. So again, that doesn't give away who wins because it's a tournament and everyone has to save the replays. So I think we might be a bit more strict on replay saving because a lot of people didn't save replays. So I would have liked to have a more completed pack. So maybe for the next tournament, we will be getting people to save their replays a lot more, just so we have that extra content. But yeah, it's going to be Unleashed UA. We're on Winter Meltdown, a map that I'm pretty sure I've casted on before. But of course, in case you haven't seen it, we might do a quick whip around. Then not doing anything fancy, Bravo 3 appears to have a GDI faction of some sort. He is going to be GDI vanilla, but basically we'll go for Unleash's side. So you got your expansion field here, so your main, sorry, and your expansion field is down here, and then there's a bridge to another field over here. A lot of room on these islands, mind you, and they're connected, of course, by these 3 land bridges. The middle of the map is pretty open. There's some buildings and some structures over here for defense, and some buildings up here on this high ground for defense. Unleash, mind you, is going for fast leg disintegrators. The same is mirrored on the other side. This was a map that I spoke to a lot with Predator because I wanted him to build one that I designed, and he did design it, and it was good. And these guys are going to get scouted. But a bit of map facts that by the time we got to this final build, it didn't really look very much like my original design. So Predator kind of took it in his own direction, and I like this map. I really do like this map, but yeah, I just think it did turn out a bit better to my design. And we're going to see these disintegrator squads now come down, and they are going to target. They are going to target the Tiberian Spike. Unleashed, yeah, he's going to try to pull away, and that's nice. I mean, he's getting shot up. Yeah, that's not too good, is it? He's not going to be able to get that spike, so he realizes it doesn't lose too much, but he loses enough for it to be annoying. Sorry, not MCV, fire out. APC now shooting up these scouts inside this building here. Might want to put down a minefield as well. Mine bombing is always good, but he won't be able to do that on the slope. That's very bad. He did get to the top now. Mine bomb goes down, but you got to move, buddy. Oh no, is he going to lose it? He does lose it. The rifleman squad gets out, clutch save, but he did lose a fair bit of that. So Bravo 3 made it work, but he probably didn't need to lose the APC. But nonetheless, he's held it off. He built a second APC, so he had to invest pretty heavily in this defense. He's only got 2 harvesters, but he does have both the refineries. And now he's going to be going for his 3rd harvester. Meanwhile, Unleash has probably got 3, yeah. So Unleash has more harvesters. And to be honest, he doesn't actually need a second ref just yet, just because there isn't really much of a line, no line at the moment, mind you. He's probably going to go for it looks like a portal maybe. This could be a portal, or it could be a power plant, sorry. So he's got something, I didn't even see him drop it yet, it's a portal. So something on this map that's really good, that if when you expand, you can actually do an attack down here, and it comes into the back of the enemy's main, and they almost never see it. The same can be done over here. You can put an attack, hide it up the top, and then come into the back side of their expansion and snipe harvesters when all their units are usually over here. So something to know about this map, because I've won so many games by doing those strategies. You just walk into the enemy field and they're like, hang on a second, forgot about the fact there's a bridge there, and they can get across that. Of course, very reasonably easy to defend these bridges, but Predator has done something. He's made the river not so wide that artillery can't just have a field day on the other side of it. So artillery lining the edge of this map here and here, they can actually shoot into the base over here. So if you're going to build a base here, you might want to build it back further. That would be extremely difficult to actually attack, because they'd have to move artillery onto the bridge, and once it's onto the bridge, you're in a lot of trouble. But again, this map, there's so many strategies you can do on it, and I do like it a lot. But we'll concentrate a bit more on this game here, because I've been missing it out. It is, of course, a crucial game, and it does trip a few of those mines, but he's now coming back to destroy this spike. Only 1 spike for each player on this map, so 2 in total. But he's going to come down here. What's Bravo 3 doing? He's got a few towers out. He's got, how many harvests has he got? Far out, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 6, so he could pull that other harvest to the other side. More APCs coming out now. He's probably going to be going for a comm center very shortly, unless he's going for another refinery. But if you're against Traveler 59, who's continuing to push out things like disintegrators, you really need to think about getting that comm center pretty early, because once you get AP ammo, you can shut it down. Otherwise, you're just risk of getting killed by a ton of disintegrators that bust out of the fog. But Unleashed UA has a few power plants. He is expanding. He's got 6 harvesters on his main, so both players choosing for that slight oversaturation. But it's fine. It is fine. You can have 6 harvesters. It's not too bad. You'll still make a little bit more money. But again, as the game goes on, you want to remove those harvesters. Unleashed now going for the expansion. What's happening over here? APC trying to shoot the Gunwalkers. The problem with this is that even with AP ammo, the APCs don't really win out against Mass Gunwalker, just because they will take more damage from the Gunwalkers than the APCs can deal out even with that AP ammo. So you need something else with the APCs, because APCs are great versus trap. It's just that you force out the Gunwalker spam, and then you're just like, oh, what do I do to supplement that? A good thing you can do is Shadow Tanks. Shadow Tanks, even like just 2 of them mixed in with 15 APCs, that will be everything you need basically. Because these 2 Shadow Tanks will go through everything. They have enough armor to tank anything the Gunwalkers, or most of what the Gunwalkers throw at them. Disintegrator squads over here. There is a tower, so Bravo 3 does have an insurance policy here. Does he realize, yeah, he's going to pull this harvester off the line? Probably not going to be able to save it, just because they're here now. Comm center goes down, trying to building block it out as much as he can. He holds on for as long as he can. And oh geez, if he loses the comm center, he might have to fence out. Oh my god, he's going to lose the comm center, sorry. And almost got an MCV. But that's a bit of a setback, because of course Unleash is like, hang on a second, he's a really long way from AP ammo then. a very long way from APM and more disintegrator squads, and he knows that he can just keep pushing these kind of strats as long as there's no AP ammo. These strats will work really, really well against GDI. Has to put down another comm center straight away. Lost the power plant as well. Might have to upgrade some of his other power. He's going to lose both those APCs as well. There's a Rifleman squad here. He might just, yeah, these disintegrator squads did a lot of damage though. A lot of damage. Something over there. Gunwalker probably about to drop that other watchtower. And yeah, more harvesters coming out now. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, he's got 8 harvesters here, including the one that's driving off. So he needs to transition these pretty quickly. But there is some gunwalkers moving down here. Not harvester killers. We're not really going to touch harvesters that well. But they are moving across the map now. And he may have to do something about those shortly. Harvesters now looking for some more tips. Sometimes they will actually drive down and around down here, so you got to watch out for that. More disintegrators will come up. They're going to meet up with these gunwalkers, and Brother's going to see the gunwalkers and be like, all right, they're just gunwalkers. I don't need to like rush evacuate this area. I can still just refine. Shadow tanks coming out, which is a good response. But now he's going to see, hang on a second, there's a lot of disintegrator squads coming. He might just have to sell up and get out. He's pulling some harvesters now. Yeah, here we go. It might be worth, without AP ammo, to just sell the towers, just because the Rifleman squad has higher DPS than the tower, because there's so many units in the squad. The Rifleman squad can target more units at the same time, where the tower will target one at a time. Has got AP ammo done, mind you. Didn't lose the Shadow tank, which is nice. You don't want to go too heavy on the Shadow tanks, just because Traveler will probably just tech out of it, and you could be in trouble if there's a lot of tripods and hexapod. But you know, if you mix in a lot of infantry, Shatter infantry APC is really powerful against these guys, and you can just get EMP grenades, of course. Another harvester does go down, so a lot of harassment in this game by Unleashed UA, keeping Bravo 3 on the back, but Bravo 3 has had no offensive possibilities here, and those gunwalkers just got torn to shreds by the Shatters. That's what I was talking about. The Shatters will kill gunwalkers extremely quickly, and they'll kill like tons of them at a time, because it just goes straight through them. And the APCs can clean up infantry and air, and the rocket squads, or if you go for EMP grenaders, can just fill the gaps. But Bravo 3, AP ammo is looking good now. These towers here are starting to focus down some of these gunwalkers. More APCs coming in, could probably pull them around the war factory. They are kind of getting hissy again. The gunwalkers can just focus these APCs down pretty nicely. They do get another kill as well. Storm Riders coming in, so AP ammo APCs is really good versus them. He's actually got a turret there as well. I didn't even see him put that down. He must have scouted that somehow. Maybe there was a scan we didn't see. Shadow tanks coming in now. They are getting shot up by the Storm Riders, and he will need more AA turrets and more AP ammo APCs. Here comes 3 of them now, and he's going to try to focus them down, but the AP ammo APCs are really good versus these, and they will shoot down a few of them. Another Shadow tank goes down, which is what Unleashed is trying to do. He's trying to limit these Shadow numbers, because they do take a little while to build, and you know, and it's going to get another one. Oh man, that's not too good at all. Forcing out a lot of AA turrets as well, with not good. So I did notice those gravity stabilizers. He's got 3 of them on the other side of the map there. APC's still just driving around here, trying to force these guys away. He might need to regroup. I think Bravo 3 needs to regroup. He's going for a tech center, and surprisingly, he's got a lot of economy. He's got a lot of harvesters, just because he's been building a lot of harvesters throughout this game. He's even got one on this field over here, which is just picking up scraps. Could sell off a lot of these towers. Battle markers everywhere. APC's driving out by themselves one at a time, and Unleashed is like, okay, I'll just take those. So Bravo 3, desperate to get on the offensive, has probably, yeah, just moved a ton of them across the map. And now Unleashed is just fitting this force. If he had all those APCs together, he would have had about 7 or 8, and he could have destroyed most of these guys here. And he is going to be taking out this harvester. He might even have to invest in slingshots, but there is a Firehawk here, and it will get... Oh no, it doesn't get any kills. It fired off some rockets, and he tried to stratifier away, so he's trying to go for Firehawks. I'm not sure if that's a good idea at the moment. Firehawk again back up, but it is getting shot down. Oh no. He just doesn't, he couldn't even get the shots off. The Storm Riders are a little bit more maneuverable than them. And Unleashed is actually going to pull back with these now. So he's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them there. He's probably got some more. Yeah, there's 2 more here. And he is building them again, realizing that they have done a lot of damage. And Bravo 3 doesn't have doesn't have that much counters to them. And of course, Firehawks, he's probably not too fussed about Firehawks, just because, yeah, there's only going to be 2 of them at the moment. And Bravo 3 is going to go for the safe expansion, moving across his tip field. But again, he's a long way from being an offensive power at the moment. He really has no offensive power at all. And I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do about this. It's going to be several minutes before he has any kind of reminiscence of an army that can go across the map and actually do some damage. A lot of Storm Riders flying around as well. That's going to be a big trouble. He's going to have to clean those up at some point. If he can get 4 Firehawks up, he'll be okay. There's Firehawks over here. Did they bomb something? They may have bombed something. I'm pretty sure if they had their missiles, they would definitely be turning around and firing. And oh my god, there's so many Storm Riders that you got to watch out. The Storm Riders will clump up. That one Firehawk will get away. They're a little bit faster than them. And meanwhile, again, APCs versus Gunwalkers, you can just see as long as... Oh no, that Firehawk flew into this battle, and that was bad. So more fights getting shot down. It's just not turning out too well for Bravo 3. He may actually be able to clean up these Gunwalkers just because they're pretty heavily damaged. 2 Harvesters driving across to get the spike tib by the looks of things. But even then, he's taking it a little while just to clean this up. Battle marker over there. Not sure what that was. No, it doesn't appear to be anything. Few gun turrets here. Firehawk's production has stalled, and he will clean up these Gunwalkers, I think. But it takes a decent amount of damage in the process. Moving his Harvesters across here. He does have a refinery. He had to force deploy too far away from it, so his refinery is not where it needs to be. And meanwhile, these Storm Riders just coming in. They have taken out the power. The Firehawks are trying to fight here, but there's a lot of Storm Riders, and I'm not sure where they're going. They're not actually firing at the Firehawk. He must have, yeah, you don't give them an attack order like that because sometimes they just won't go for it. And he's picking off these APCs again. APCs should not be losing against this kind of thing, but of course they're just all spread out and split up. And Firehawk comes in now, gets a few kills, needs to get out of there, does do so. That's a little bit more good control by Bravo 3. Prodigy is out though. That's going to be a pain. Prodigy is out. Mechapedes are here, and that Firehawk goes down. They're all gone. There's one more there, but these Mechapedes driving in now, and there's no power for Bravo 3. He really does not have a lot of units either, and he is selling off some structures over here. And this Firehawk needs to probably take off because these disc mechas are probably just going to kill it, and Bravo 3 just throws it in. Wow, he got really run around in circles then. So Unleashed UA progressed through round 1 to the winners bracket, while Bravo 3 goes down to the loser bracket in the Kane's Wrath Open Challenge tournament. But yeah, nonetheless, that was far out pretty intense from both sides there. But Unleashed, low eco, as well as Bravo 3, they kept their 2 fields, but Unleashed, of course, the harassment was endless there, just endless. And he just caused a lot of problems for Bravo 3. Bravo 3 never could get to the position he needed to be, and he was very scrappy, didn't have a lot of forces there. 110,000 to 90,000. He got $20,000 more than Bravo 3 Unleashed did. But yeah, well done to Unleashed. Takes that series 2-1. Anyway, we've got a lot more games for you today, so stay tuned to my channel. I'm going to have some more Command & Conquer Kane's Wrath VODs for you coming up right now.